Hello out there in the ether, this is Travis from Green Carpet Media bringing you another exciting Heroes of the Storm commentary. This commentary is actually going to be pretty entertaining because we can see on the blue team there is 5 supports. Avatar is technically a specialist, but he's also sometimes in the category as a support, and let's be honest, he's a support. Let's just say that. He is a support. On the red team, they have 2 supports themselves, but they also have a Greymane and a Chromie, and kind of odd, they have a Lost Vikings, which actually might be pretty good for this map. I'm not exactly sure if that's technically meta going Lost Vikings, but that's definitely going to be interesting to see if the Lost Vikings can soak that lane. I mean, they don't have anyone that's going to burst them down with any efficiency. So you guys might be hearing in the background, there might be some kind of music playing. That's because during this recording, accidentally, there was some YouTube videos playing. That is going to be the Bootleg Boy. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's some great Simpsons Wave albums. The one that's playing in the background right now is actually called Raining in Tokyo. It's a really good mixtape, so I'd check that out. So Greymane is jumping on Stukov, but Stukov is going to get healed up to full like it's nothing because, like I said, guys, there's 5 healers currently on the map. So I mean, it's going to be really hard to take down anyone on the enemy team. But if there's someone that can do it, it would be Chromie and Greymane. They both have an extreme amount of burst. So if Chromie and Greymane can land it and finish off a blue member really fast, I mean, that's what they really have to do. They have to find a squishy target, maybe like Alexstrasza, maybe like Stukov. Ana is probably going to stick in the background. You can see that Alexstrasza, both Alexstrazzas went the Flame Buffet build at level 1, which means that they have to hit another hero to complete that quest, and that quest goes fast. I mean, they can complete it by level 2. You can see the blue team's Alexstrasza has already completed that quest, so it's already done. They might need to nerf that just a little bit. The red team's Alexstrasza is a little bit behind, probably around 9 or 10 at the moment. Looks like the red team is going to back out, but it looks like the blue team's upper cannon tower is completely out of ammunition. You can see that Lily is soaking the bottom lane. Oh, there goes Stukov and Greymane doing a 1-for-1 there. Looks like I said, Stukov and Chromie, once they can line that burst up, someone's going to go down extremely fast. Avatar is soaking in the north while Lily is soaking in the south, taking on those Lost Vikings, which is really good on the blue team's part. Lily is getting very low, but I think she should be fine here, especially since Lily is a healer and Alexstrasza is also a healer. Alexstrasza is going to do a Gift of Life, and Lily's going to do a little bit of a healing brew on herself, so she'll be perfectly fine. It's going to be kind of difficult to take anyone down on the red team as well, so we're gonna see what happens. They're going to contend on the first point here. The blue team does have a pretty good position. Stukov is going to lay down a silence onto the red team, and Greymane is going to jump in on Alexstrasza. There is a Abundance currently down healing Alexstrasza. She's going to walk away as she is at half health. Stukov is trying to tank for the blue team. Lily is also, she might be a good tanker as well since she is going fleet-footed build. So as long as Fleetfoot is active. Oh, I spoke a little bit too soon as a Sandblast did kill Lily. Stukov might be next to fall. Greymane is on the hunt. He smells it. He's after him. There goes a Guilanese cocktail, but it looks like Stukov is going to walk away with the assist of an Avatar hat, and it looks like the red team is going to claim the node for now. The thing is, the red team has a lot of pushing power. Like I said, with Chromie doing that siege damage, Greymane doing that burst damage, it is going to be difficult for the blue team in my honest opinion. Even though they do have 5 support members, you got to consider that Avatar isn't actually there to soak in the damage, so that is one body that's not going to be there. Alexstrasza might be in trouble here. She does lay down an Abundance. The red team's Alexstrasza lays down an Abundance as well. There is a silence from Stukov. He is sitting on top of his silence, not necessarily a good position for him. Alexstrasza does do a wing buffet, moving Greymane and Chromie away, but Chromie is sieging really hard right now. There is a good split from the blue team. Chromie Sandblast, or Scurry's Driving Blast didn't miss, but you can see Alexstrasza's Abundance is healing everyone back up to full. So it looks like the red team is content with just, they might be content with letting the blue team take this point, but it looks like they are pushing in. It might be a little bit too late. You got Lily at like 15%, Greymane at 15%, Alexstrasza at 15%, and there goes Chromie getting in a little bit too deep. That was not a good position for that Chromie. She should have backed out But what are you going to do? It looks like the blue team is going to capitalize on the first protector here. You can see that Anna has a 0 sleep dart. She has that sleep dart quest right now, but she has 0 right now. That's got to be a bug or a glitch within the system. That can't be accurate. She has to have a little bit more. You can see that the blue Alexstrasza is doing a lot more damage than even the gray man of the team. You can see from my previous videos, if you go view that the Alexstrasza was doing so much. The two Alexstrazzas on the blue and the red team were doing so much damage. It's insane. It looks like the Eric, I believe, on the red team, one of the Lost Vikings did go down. Greymane is hungry, and it looks like Stukov is going to fall to the Greymane as he was on the chase. That protector did get the fort or some of the cannons and the wall down on that fort, so not too shabby, not too shabby. Normally, once you get, obviously you do want to get the entire fort down if at all possible, and that's pretty much all you can do with the first protector, in my opinion. If you're lucky, maybe 2 forts if you do split your the other 3 members of your team, maybe, but you know, that's asking for a lot. So I mean, that's a pretty good push right now. But you can see the red team in the middle lane is pushing extremely hard. It looks like they took down the cannons and the wall, and they made that an even game right there. So there is a temporal loop from Chromie. There's going to be a lot of damage coming down onto Alexstrasza. I didn't see a Dragon's Breath or a Sandblast hit Alexstrasza with that temporal loop. Usually you want to get that combination in. Oh, Stukov is going down to 20%. He's got to be extremely careful. He can't go in right here onto this team. He's got to get healed up, and it looks like he is topped off. There's a Dragon's Queen from the blue team Alexstrasza. There's a Dragon's Queen from the red team Alexstrasza, and there's some preservations going down. That's going to heal their teams back up to full. Stukov might be in a little bit too deep. He's trying to go, but he is slowed by 80% right now. He's moving backwards. Anna is moving backwards too, and it looks like they might defend this fort, but you see the minions pulling in. So the red team actually might. The red team might actually get this fort the way that they are pushing in. So this is very dangerous for the blue team right now. There goes one of the Lost Vikings getting taken down. Stukov goes down to 30% health by just 1 Sandblast Dragon's Breath. You can imagine the difficulty it's going to be when that Greymane pounces on a combination like that. That is essentially a dead... Oh, Alexstrasza is going to go down. There's that deadly combination I was just talking about. Stukov was a little bit late with his silence ability, but he might be in too deep right here. He does do a good push onto people, but that silence might have been a detriment. Anna's getting very low. There goes Greymane. He is in it to win it, and there goes Chromie with the Dragon's Breath. Like I said, guys, that is going to be extremely difficult. I don't care how many support members you have. Dragon's Breath into Greymane pounce. You know, Greymane go for the throat. No, yeah, he did go for the throat, so it's going to be extremely difficult for the blue team, especially since everyone's a little bit squishy on that side of things. Greymane does have 25,000 damage. He has surpassed the Alexstrasza on their other team. Greymane was pushing up to the north to stop that Lily from pushing that northern fort, because she is doing a fairly good job, I would say. You can see that Chromie has 48 out of 60 Sandblast. She has almost completed that baseline quest. And the Lost Vikings, they're doing actually a really good job picking up those globes. They currently have 22. I do a terrible job at that when I'm playing the Lost Vikings. I wouldn't say I'm a very good Lost Vikings, guys, because I am ashamed to admit it, actually. I am in Gold League. I'm Gold 1 right now, trying to get that Platinum, guys, but I'm not gonna lie. I try. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to blame my team. I'm just joking on that. I'm just joking. I blame myself fully for being ignorant. Lily is chasing down the other Lily. Looks like the red team does have a turret down, which is going to provide them with a little bit of extra DPS to hit on the blue team. It looks like those Sandblasts are hitting, and the Dragon Queen Alexstrasza is about 30%. Oh, there she goes. I don't know. I guess Stukov took her down, but Stukov goes down herself with that temporal loop. Greymane's got to be very careful. He is stealthed right now. Anna and Lily are trying to do as much damage as possible. There goes Alexstrasza. She did a cleansing flame, but she is... Oh, well, who is that? Who just went down? I think one of the Lost Vikings, maybe? Lily is trying to escape. Both Lilies, Shadow Lily versus regular Lily. There goes a dragon, water dragon onto the red Lily. And I think the blue Lily is going to get pushed back, especially since a fort is attacking her. There goes an abundance, healing the Lily back up to full. Ain't no problem. And here's the exciting thing, guys. Here's the extremely exciting thing. This is what I wanted to see in the last matchup. Jug of 1,000 healing. I want to see that, and I want to see how this red Lily utilizes that ability. If she's able to cancel it to get, you know, maybe a 30-second jugs of 1,000 healing or 40-second jugs of 1,000 healing, so she can use that pretty much every team fight. She can pretty much use it every team fight, but she can use it more often. These team fights are lasting a really long time. You can tell that having 5 support is definitely and making these team fights last forever. Ana is about 20% mana. You can see Alexstrasza has about 10% mana as well. You can see these Sandblasts hitting Ana. Greymane is just all over Alexstrasza. She does not have any mana. Cleansing Flame has about a 7-second cooldown, so she might be able to use that as well. Dragon's Breath does go on to Ana, and it looks like Alexstrasza is after Lily. Oh, what's going on here? It looks like Alexstrasza is pushing in. I think that might be a little bit too deep. Chromie is at 1%. It looks like Alexstrasza does take her down, and it looks like Alexstrasza on the red team goes down as well. It looks like the red team is just trying to contest this fort, but they are getting pushed back. There's a silence. Greymane is in trouble, I think. Greymane actually... Oh, he jukes out again. That Greymane is just... He's just teetering on 5%, but luckily he has that stealth ability. He can pull out again. A few of the Lost Vikings did go down on the point, trying to hold it as long as possible. The blue team again grabs a protector. Now, the structures, we are currently even on structures, but let's see if the blue team can push in. They are spending a lot of time taking down those minions, so they do put a lockdown onto the fort just for a few seconds. It looks like they're more interested in team fighting than taking down that fort, and that might be a good thing. There goes the Jugs of 1,000 healing from Lily, healing her team back up to full. Greymane is taking a lot of damage. And there's a temporal loop, but it's not going to do anything. I don't think the protector actually gets temporal looped. I don't think Dragon Knight's protectors or Garden Terrors get temporal loop by Chromie. So that was a little bit of a waste, but maybe it was for testing purposes. Oh, there is a giant laser beam from the protector onto Lily and to Greymane, taking them down so low, and Lily does go down from that protector's laser. There is a silence from Stukov, and it's going to be very difficult to hit anyone from that position right now. Greymane was poking at Stukov, but like I said, guys, I mean, you need that Chromie onto the field so that Chromie and Greymane are on the field. I thought Chromie went down instead of Lily, but he did not. Greymane, the red team is just being pushed back, and the blue team is attacking this keep wall with extreme force. I mean, it's just a non-stop battle. I mean, usually there's a little bit of lull in between these battles, guys, but I mean, having 5 support, I mean, it's a continual push, and the red team is just having to just sustain that. You can see how much damage that Alexstrasza does. That flame buffet, it doesn't look like it does a lot of damage. You're looking at it right now, but it does. It's doing a ton of damage, and that Alexstrasza has to be extremely careful. There's a temporal loop, but there's a cleansing flame as she flies up into the air, negating that temporal loop again. That's 2 temporal loops in a row that have been negated. There is a water dragon, and it looks like that preservation is going to heal. That red team's preservation is going to heal them back up to full. There goes an abundance. There goes a dragon queen for the blue team. There is just so much stuff going down here. I mean, it's insane. There's a silence from Stukov. He is extremely low, but the rest of the team is looking very good. Ana is healing that Stukov off. Chromie goes down. There goes Alexstrasza, and I think Lily might go down here as well. Greymane and Lily have to walk away. Lily is in hot pursuit. Can't you do... the blue team, Lily, does have a water dragon on cooldown, so she is not going to be able to slow that team by, I think it's 80%, which is pretty devastating. Stukov looks like he wants to collect some of the Goliath or Wraith mercenaries down here. Greymane's trying to sniff it out to see what's going on. I think he might know that they're trying to do something down here, but there's not really a lot he can do. He's going to assist the blue team by throwing a Gillenese cocktail in there, making those mercenaries go down a little bit further. Lily does a water dragon onto Greymane. Greymane is going to be extremely slow and silenced, so there's really nothing he's going to be able to do. Just auto attack and walk away very slowly. Oh, Abathur is getting very cray-cray up in there. Maybe he was doing a few pokes onto that Lost Viking. I'm not exactly sure, but he's got to be very careful. The blue team is just pushing this northern keep. They want it down, but the red team is doing a very good job defending. It might be just a matter of time. Just so much healing going down. I believe Abathur did a clone onto Alex Straza. Actually, nope, no clone. It's just the real Alex Straza. Sorry about that, guys. It looks like the... wait, is it a clone? Maybe it is. It is a clone. My eyes did not deceive me. I need to trust my eyes more often. I got 20/20 vision here. Lily is pushing up, but she is taking a lot of damage. She's got to be extremely careful. There is a Dragon's Queen from the blue team's Alex Straza. She is going to try to heal her team up. A Wing Buffet does go down. Greymane doesn't go for the... He jumps in. He didn't need to go for the throat, actually. He just took down the blue team's Alex Straza, but a few of the Lost Vikings go down as well. Stukov might fall here. It looks like Greymane wants him so hard. Akromi hits him with a Sandblast, and they are going to push out. Oh my god, it's just so much action. It's just a non-stop battle. Maybe this is what 5 supports will do, you know? It's just something that warrants just non-stop action. You can see that the blue team's Abathur has been holding the node for about 78%. It's going to be a nail biter here, guys. Is the red team going to get down there in time to contest this point? 91%, 92%. It's going to be extremely close. Let's see what can happen. 99%. Oh, just in the nick of time, the red team is able to get down there and secure the point. Let's see if they can hold it here, especially with the blue team's Alex Straza down. She is technically, well, she's officially their main source of damage. Anna is in trouble, walking backwards onto that conveyor belt. Greymane almost took her down. He did a go for the throat onto that Anna, but it was not enough. There's a temporal loop on that Stukov. Stukov is going to go down. No way for Lily and Anna to heal him up to full, especially with a 4-man team just bursting him down. I don't know if Lily and Anna and Alex Straza are going to be able to take this point back, especially with the dead Stukov. I think this might be the red team's first protector, and let's see what they can do with it. They surely are going to take down that fort, but it looks like they're pushing in very hard. There is a clone onto the blue team's Anna, and they are trying their hardest to take back this node, but I don't think it's going to happen. It looks like the red team are bogged down pretty heavily in there. Alex Straza goes down, and that might be very detrimental. There goes a water dragon onto Chromie, I believe, but Anna and Lily just have to back out. Oh my god, Greymane is all over Anna, and there is a Dragon's Breath onto Anna. There's the combination, guys, that I have been talking about, and it looks like the red team does clutch that protector out. Lily's got to be very careful. I think right now they have to lose the fort and just back out and protect the keep as best as possible. They're definitely going to lose this fort, and it looks like the red team is pushing in. Let's see how far they can get in here. I don't think the blue team is going to do a very good job about taking down that protector, because support generally aren't the people to take down map objectives like Garden Terrors, Dragon Knights, and Protectors. They're not very good at doing it. You need DPS, and especially if you have an Alex Straza down, your main source of damage, that's going to be difficult. Chromie has completed her Sandblast quest, so you can see that she has been just raining down double Sandblast. The clone Sandblast, the double Sandblast, or the clone Sandblast does, I think, about 50% damage, so it doesn't do as much damage, but it's a pretty sizable amount. Stukov has to be very careful here. I mean, he is in... he is just... Yeah, I know he's frontlining for the blue team, but he's got to be extremely careful. You can see how difficult it is for the blue team to take down that protector. The protector still has 30 seconds up, but we'll see what happens. The red team is trying to push in with the protector, but I mean, it looks like it's not going to be able to take down the blue team's core. The red team does have to back out, and the blue team is pushing with a lot of force. There is no water dragon to slow the enemy team, so that's some good news for the red team. There goes a Wing Buffet just to help with the retreating here, and I think the red team, what they need to do is just retreat out, group up, maybe get some map objectives and do their thing. But it looks like they want to go in maybe and do some team fighting. I think they honestly need to back out, let the Lost Vikings do their thing in the north, just collect every team objective that they possibly can. Lily is Lily on the red team is pushing in, and there's a water dragon on a gray man. He's going to be very slow, but he's going to take that conveyor belt to get out of there. That conveyor belt does push him along. That was a very good move by the red team's gray mane, but it looks like Lily is way too deep. She thought she could tank a little bit more than she could, and I think the red team's Alexstrasza is going to go down. There's a wing buffet to push the Alexstrasza out of her own abundance, and gray mane, he's going to fall as well. There's a sleep dart. It did miss. Alexstrasza does take him down with a breath of life, I believe, and it looks like the Lost Vikings want a piece of that action too, as they're going to come down here and try to protect their northern keep wall. And oh, it looks like their play again, I believe it's called. I think that's their ultimate. They tried to do play it again. I'm not sure why, but the Lost Viking that was summoning the play it again did die first. So the rest of the team did die as well. Chromie is going to try to defend this as much as possible. There is a temporal loop, but there was no Dragon's Breath or Sandblast to follow it up with. Let's see if she can Sandblast Dragon's Breath here, but he does walk away from that. I'm talking about Stukov when I mentioned that pronoun him, or he. There is a clone onto Alexstrasza. They're trying their hardest to take down this keep before the red team does spawn. Chromie is trying to walk away. There is a silence, and it looks like Lily does take down that Chromie. So Chromie is dead as well. I think the blue team is going to take down this keep, but you can see how slow they are at doing it. The support is it's incredibly slow. There's a Jugs of 1,000 healing, but I think that was a total waste of a Jugs of 1,000 healing. I think she should have canceled that pretty much immediately as soon as she started doing it, so it can only be like a 25-30 second cooldown. It only healed her and then just a little bit of Alexstrasza, and now it's on like a 65-second cooldown. Not exactly the best use of it, but it looks like the Lost Vikings want a little bit of action going. Whew, I wish we could slow down here, but it's just been a non-stop team fight this entire game. It's kind of interesting and kind of honestly fun to watch, but man, no time for analyzing talent. No time for analyzing really anything, honestly. It's just usually there's a lull, but it's just team fight after team fight. The red team is jumping in there, and there goes Lily, and I think Greymane is going down, Alexstrasza goes down, and one of the Lost Vikings goes down as well. They're trying to summon, but there's a wing buffet canceling it again. That's two play it agains that have been canceled. It's just been insane. It looks like the blue team does want to end it. Anna is on the point, but it looks like she wants to just attack as well. I think she's going in, and Stukov is going to join her as well. It looks like only Lily and Alexstrasza are on the core. I think this might be game, guys, but I like I said, the support team here is very slow. So we'll see if they can actually do it. Chromie is trying to stall again as much as possible. Chromie, there's a water dragon onto Chromie doing so much damage. There's another water dragon trying to go down, but Chromie was dead, so the second water dragon did not hit her. This is probably GG, guys. I mean, there is nothing really the red team can do. It's going to be a very slow victory for the blue team here. So you can see how much damage the blue team's Alexstrasza did, even more damage than the Greymane. So much healing as well, top healing. Alexstrasza is a monster, guys. I mean, you've seen the past few games. There might be some nerfs coming down the line for Alexstrasza, or maybe they're going to look at the PTR and say, hey guys, you know, this damage that she's able to put out, this healing that she's able to pull out, something needs to happen. I mean, usually, you know, especially teams, healers like Anna, I think she might have been the last one that was released. People had to get used to her. People had to learn how to utilize her because she can't heal herself. She had to play very cautiously. But yeah, I mean, it was very hard to actually, that game, there was not a lot of analysis, I guess you could say, because the blue team, you know, was just constantly pressuring the red team. Usually there's a small lull in between those games, like I said, where you can actually analyze what's happening, what the teams are doing, what talents are they picking. But it was pretty crazy, guys. Tell me what you think. Thank you for everyone that has subscribed thus far. I think I have 2 new subscribers. There's a guy named Torbjorn that's subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. There's another subscriber. I don't think they have their channel public, but thank you for subscribing as well. And any other subscribers, please feel free to subscribe. I think the next cast I'll have my co-caster back, Stincho, right now. Stincho Kami, she has a little bit of a cold, so she's not able to join me on these casts. So thank you guys. If you have any replays that you want me to see, please send them to greencarpetmail@gmail.com. That's greencarpetmail@gmail.com. And you guys have a sexual adventure out there in the ether. I know no one listens to the last part of the show, so I can say whatever the hell I want to. Have a sexual, magnificent, dirty time, guys. Go out there and get wet is what I'm saying. Get wet. Take it easy. Peace.